Turn on, tune in, and do it fast. It's time for the Evercast. Are you ready to greet Ed, Rich, Crow, and Pete as they talk Evercade? Good times will never fade. Put away the switchblade, sheath the sword of Vienna. Stop the blaster master, there's no enemy below as we dip into euphoria. Turn on, tune in, and do it fast. It's time for the Evercast.
I love that song. That song is so good. I love it so much.
I know, right? I know Gene's awesome. Welcome, everybody, to Evercast. Hope everyone's doing awesome this morning and all that. See Joe Whitlash does something cool. Might be a good thing to talk about, but who do we have here? We got lots of channel members and infamous people.
Infamous? Or
yeah,
infamous.
Infamous.
I'll tell you.
Bad guys in the chat? No way.
Oh, wow. I wonder what time in Australia it's probably late in the afternoon or evening, Annie.
Hey, Google, what time is it in Australia?
I'll talk about that in a second. Ian Hobbies. I gave him the title because he's just his shadow, right? Like he's infamous. I don't know. That's just I don't know why. And then the Intellivision Gamer. Sorry, I was going to say
Hey, Intellivision Gamer. I met him at Portland. It's awesome.
Coffee Boy, who's ballistic, and Nico. Oh my God, Gene's here.
Gene, I love your theme song.
Like 3 a.m. See you tomorrow in Evercast. Well, I guess it's later there. But
where's he at? Gene's in England, right?
Going back to here. So is this true? Where you said Sean said we'll be getting 2 Giga cards within the first few releases? Oh, on Total Evercade podcast. He's asking, do we think it's like SNK, Crystal Dynamics, or something different?
I don't think it'll be SNK.
No, I think SNK is going to be their big November push, I think.
Or is it me?
Well, even so, those won't be Giga carts. There's no way.
Unless they're arcade versions, Crow, props?
No. Even though, like...
they're not that big of ROMs?
No, even remember they used to say like 100 Giga carts or 200
yeah,
Giga
exactly.
carts.
Yeah.
They're not actually gigabytes. They're
yeah,
gigabits.
Exactly.
So they're a lot smaller if you actually look at the ROM size. It's like a lot
and ours is a gigabit or a gigabyte on Evercade.
A gigabit is like 4 times smaller than a gigabyte.
Yeah, but on our carts, is it gigabit or gigabyte?
It's gigabyte. Everybody talks gigabytes now. It was only back then they said they were talking in bits to make it seem like it was bigger than it actually was.
There used to be a TV show called Bits and Bytes back in the day. You guys remember that?
No.
Like a computer show? Oh, it's only in Canada, probably.
It probably, yeah.
I want to say you could fit the whole Neo Geo arcade collection like on an old school like CDR that was like 650 megs.
I'll find out. I mean, if we're talking about the CD releases,
yes,
that's a different story. But let's not get.
I don't want those because Blaze, they'll put the loading in there too.
Yeah,
those loadings were horrible.
But there's only like 2 or 3 Neo Geo CD exclusive games that weren't on the Neo Geo. One was Cross Swords 2, so that one I wouldn't mind if they did that one. But I can't remember what the other ones were. And it might be Japan only.
Yeah.
Yes. The Samurai Shodown RPG, but they'd have to like have a translation patch or it wouldn't be playable.
No, yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Tomb Raider 2, probably. Wouldn't be surprised. Another collection. That doesn't get me as excited. Oh my God. Everybody keeps telling me that. Hey, Victus! Because I'm like so annoyed.
What's Faye Victus?
That is from Legacy of Kain, the Blood Omen. His character keeps going,
oh, yeah, that's true.
Hey, Victus!
I haven't gotten to that yet.
That still bother you?
It annoyed the hell out of me. I haven't had the urge to play that game. I've been playing the hell out of Data East 2 and Toplin 3.
Yeah, but I'm going to look at that up because I was thinking it was 4, but it might be 8.
I thought it's 8. Everything's
It might be 4 though.
I haven't programmed in binary in so long, which is like like 40 years since that was my first.
No, you're right. It is 8. So it's 8 times smaller.
My first job, my first programming language I learned was binary, then assembly, and then Pascal. I learned all the procedural based languages first, which I was fantastic at. So whenever I got into object-oriented programming in C++, that's when I'm like, oh man, this stuff sucks. But it's still powerful.
New controller. A wrestling game. Everyone always wants a wrestling game.
We're definitely gonna get something. I want an EXPXL.
EXP XL.
Plus an EXP plus XL.
EXP plus EXP XL plus Alpha.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want an 8-inch screen. I want them to go up against the Switch. Oh yeah.
The Switch 2 or the Switch or the Switch 2?
I don't know. I'll take either. I love both. As you could see.
I'm
So much
actually considering selling everything Switch I have.
Oh yeah.
You should.
Got absolutely no reason for it.
Oh, I love playing my Switch. But
I
most
agree.
of my games are indie games, really. Small games, like don't require update, like day one updates. A lot of them.
Well, the thing is like every single indie game that I have on a Switch, I also have on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steam Deck, so there's no point.
Oh, nice, dude. Nice. You got his Alpha. Actually, so like the one thing, what was I going to say? I didn't realize about the Alpha, and actually, Pete, you could tell me this would bother you. The screw holes on, or same with Curl. Like I didn't realize that the screw holes on the side are really visible, like arcade 1-ups.
Yeah, they are. Yep. It doesn't bother me. So I don't look at the side.
They're all covered.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, you know there's holes there. Yes, I mean you can see it in all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pictures. All the
I'll tell you
circles.
something. I
but
don't look
they're
at
not
the side, and people complain about our fence, like fences in their neighborhood, and they want their fence to look good. And I'm like, I don't come out and stare at my fence all day to care what it looks like. I only care that it's stable, functional, and works.
I mean, if you're staring at the side of it all
the
day,
missing-
maybe. But
Yeah.
if you're playing it, you don't even see the sides of it. You
Yeah,
basically
exactly.
there's
So
the
it doesn't
two
bother me.
in the control panel that are
Yeah,
they're covered too. So
But if you keep
Yeah.
bringing it
Seems-
up, it might bother me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
No,
about getting a 3D printer, Ed, to get my little saddlebags. I'm honestly looking at getting a 3D printer to create my own saddlebags.
saddlebags.
you should.
Yeah, 'cause I
Oh,
want to put carts on the side so I can
Oh,
all my arcade carts, so I never have to get up and go right there to get
that
them.
would be awesome. No, I've seen a lot of people. Yeah, you have to remove the screws to remove that film.
Yeah. Oh, those screws are annoying. But
actually,
you know,
I managed. I don't know if you watched my video, but I had
did.
this. I had to remove the screws in the bezel but I didn't
Yes.
have to remove the screws in the control panel. I got lucky. I managed to pull it out without having to undo that. But
Oh, yeah.
I did undo it anyway. but that's just the way it's built in the factory, though.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
know. So it's,
I don't think they had any choice there. They couldn't have
Yeah.
hidden screws or something because they say that the point was they wanted it so that people could easily take it apart and so them to send replacement parts as opposed to sending a brand new device. So I think this was just their way of doing it so that's easier for them. And it makes sense, to be honest
and
with
it's
you.
not too unsimilar to the way real arcade machines work
Yeah.
too.
But it's not annoying. I don't look at it.
Yeah.
Right. Are you getting one, Ed?
No. No. I think I think it's great that everyone likes it, but it's like not the device for me at all.
Yeah, somebody needs to make an Evercast crew marquees. Can you make translucent stuff on a 3D printer? That's a good idea. Actually.
Yes, you can. You can get translucent filament,
Wow.
but
That'd be awesome.
How do you get
But
it won't print a design on, or it'll make a 3D design on it, right? With another
yeah, you could do
filament.
that. Honestly, yeah, you could do that. Actually, you could print
Yeah, I've been
a
watching
3D
so many
marquee,
3D
and
videos.
when you light it up, it will diffuse the light. Yes.
Apparently, the plate you use where it rests on are super important because of stuff stick to it. So you got to have a really good plate.
A lot of people will use glass. Actually, they somehow make it use glass because glass.
But I'm honestly serious about getting one so I can learn and print because I got so many things I need little stands for, and
Oh yeah.
so many stuff I want to display. So I got these hockey pucks where I cut a slit into a hockey puck and then I rest my cards into my
Yeah, you
collection
could actually
hockey
print.
cards.
You can't imagine. Like I've had my 3D printer for about a year, and the number of things is like, oh, I'll just print something and do that. Like my Masters of the Universe figures, I printed little boxes for each one of them
Oh,
to
that's sick.
stand in.
Anyway, but yeah, when I get one, if I get one day, we'll do a little podcast together of 3D printing.
There you go. 3D print cast.
The
No,
fun-
I've seen
I 3D printed gift card holders for gift cards for Christmas.
yeah, it's so cool.
I would say I've seen a mix. I think people like the Alpha. No, just what I've seen of taking off that plastic.
Well, that's how I scratched my screen. Remember, I took it off and it slid down, and when I kind of put it back up, like it scratched it right down the bottom of the glass. I wonder would Evercade send me a new glass?
Maybe.
Nah,
That and I
user
did.
error, right? It's just me being
Yeah.
a dumbass.
I would probably put a cover like like how some arcades have a cover over the buttons and all that to kind of
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna get Printer Boy is gonna be making them. Printer Boy is my go-to place for all because you guys notice I have dust covers on everything.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So I get those from Printer Boy. He's from Rich. He's
That's
from
okay.
Mexico, or his company is, and he ships to Canada, and it's like super cheap. So, like
Wait, what's Printer Boy?
Printer Boy, they do these stuff. These nice. You can get two different vinyl stuff. He does vinyl coverings for all my stuff. Like so, I keep all my stuff in
I meant
protective.
to.
Yeah, he does
You
this
can do
stuff.
that
Like,
too, but I meant to protect like the control deck, like the buttons, like.
yeah, he does this stuff too. Like so, all my stuff has like little dust covers on them. See?
That's neat.
Hey, I want to make Rich.
You
I
should
made
shoot me
you.
a link.
Hey, show us your shirt. I just saw. Oh my god, that is so great!
It's Bluey.
I don't get it. Who is it?
It's Bluey.
Who's Bluey?
Yeah,
See,
It's
it's
Bluey.
it's a kids television program from the Australia lands, Australian
Okay.
BBC.
So who's
And-
the other guy? Is that Orangey?
It's Bluey and Bingo.
Okay.
They're sisters.
I would never guess.
Yeah, it's a kids. I mean, I got two kids that are in age, and the show
Well,
is
yeah,
hilarious.
I kind of figured that had something to do with that.
Yeah, the show is absolutely
was.
hilarious.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a great time, and it's kind of odd because there's like people that don't even have kids that watch the show, and they have like communities online that talk about it and stuff. It's wild, but also it's pretty good times.
How many dust covers? Dust covers.
So yeah, I'll have to check out this Printer Boy thing. I need some dust covers.
Yeah,
Especially
so I've been using
in
them for
Studio
about
B.
10 years now.
Yeah, you've talked about them in the past. And
Yeah,
I
a
think
long
I've
time
been
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta look them up.
The shirt lights up. Sorry.
It does. What's going
Because
on, everyone?
all this talk about here, I was just
I gotta bring the holiday festivities in.
Right.
You're just reminding
my
me. I meant to print a new actuator for
Printer
that
Boy
joystick.
gaming protection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like for
Nice.
covers for all your things.
I like it.
Yeah,
Things.
I've got about I don't know, about 100 of them. All my consoles have them.
It's going in the bookmarks right now.
Printer Boy.
They do Evercade stuff.
Wow, they do have
It lights up. Yeah.
Yeah, they do dust covers for the VS, the black VS. They got the Duke Nukem cover. Ooh, that's new. I gotta pick that up.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
For those who have that.
And they even make clear boxes for if you want to put your stuff in. Clear
Oh
box.
wow, that thing is cool.
So I know you guys
Always
talk-
try the vinyl premium. The fabric is I find it's easier to store, but it's like flimsy. The
But for
vinyl-
$15,
Yeah.
that's not
exactly.
bad.
G. That's what they are.
Oh man, oh yeah.
Although that implies that you're like the consoles will be like interacting that way. But I
It's only a
don't.
matter of time before they put alpha covers out. All my little all my if you can see them right there, right there. They're in that little thing. That's all my like little mini arcades. They all got covers on them.
That's
I
very
know
cool.
you guys talked about this last time, but are you still excited for Neo Geo? Do you think it is like actual like big IP that the boys
Yes.
got created?
Oh, yeah, but it's not big next year, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it since last show, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been thinking about the fact that they said Neo Geo, and then my mind just goes to the Neo Geo video, and then it just
you mean the what was it Keith Apicary one?
yeah. I just keep playing that over and over in my head, and I was like, all right, I'm having a fun time, so I'm just ready for it. It's fine. In fact, there actually might be a slight video project. If they announce an alpha of that thing, there might be something that happens on this channel.
They will. I don't think they're gonna waste that license, right? Like
Yeah.
kind of like there's gonna be I think they're gonna go nuts. There's gonna be carts. There'll be an I don't know if there'll be any built-in games, but there'll definitely be an alpha with carts. There'll be super pockets. I think there'll be like Neo Geo Pocket color collections, which I was playing that. I was via emulation. I was playing that last night, and I'm like, dude, that would be really fun. We should definitely get that.
Yeah, man.
The question is, I wonder like how much. Yeah, They would be dumb not to do the same thing with the Alpha, make it red, and have the carts and all that. The only thing that like I don't think they'll do like an Alpha like VS, because they would have to change the physical location of the cart slot. Like that would bother.
Hey,
It
why?
wouldn't look like it. Because the Neo Geo because the AES had the cart slot like on top, and it would just be weird seeing it like it wouldn't look right for the design. They'd almost would have to have like a faux one. I don't know how the hell they would do that.
It would just be colored. They wouldn't
Yeah,
change
they
the
just would
design
do a
of
color
anything. They
treatment.
would just be a new paint job.
Yeah.
Then that would be stupid. That's.
Well, think about it. They did that with the Atari Super Pocket, the other one. I mean, they just added wood grain. It's not the same wood grain that was on the. I mean, it doesn't remind me of the original 2600. It's just wood grain.
No. But that was just the wood grain. I'm talking about like if they tried to make it look like that. What I think they will do is I think they would make a red one. And I think they'd make a red EXP. How many alphas can we afford? Come on,
I don't know if I'd buy another one. I'd just put the games on cartridges. I'd be fine, and I could play them on the Alpha anyway.
Exactly. So okay, so that's what I was going to ask you. You probably feel like the same way the Alpha, like I did the Super Pockets. Like I've got one.
I mean, the whole point was so you could change the games. I mean, was to me the point of the Super Pockets too. You should really only need one Super Pocket. All the games should be on cartridges.
Agreed. Should be.
So having multiple alphas is only if you really, really like. It should only be if you really, really like the designs of them for some reason.
Yeah.
And you want.
Yeah. No, I agree. And then I wonder if they would make, or if some brand would make their own like clicky stick like D-pad that would have like the Evercade menu buttons on it. Like that would be nice.
There is actually 8-bit though. I think made one. It's in the form factor. Yeah, I have it.
How many extra menu buttons do they have? Yeah, I know they make that, but do they have extra menu buttons?
Oh, I don't know. You
don't
really necessarily need to anyway, because you could actually plug in another controller too and another port, and just use that as the menu button.
That'd be too much. Yeah, that'd be too much of a hassle. Like I want it all to be like on one.
I mean, it's hey,
Crow's not.
I mean, you can't be choosers.
No, you could do that, but no, the kind of the theme, like as far as like for Super Pockets and Alphas, yeah, they'll make people buy that like all over. Oh, okay. So that's the other thing that I find to be interesting is that they would need to do an Alpha like with 2 sticks, because it's you guys. I don't know if you guys have tried, but I think it's like it's too small to have 2 people comfortably like play like a fighting game on one screen, and then you have to fight over who gets the built-in controls.
That's why it's got the USB ports.
That's why it's got USB
2
port.
arcade sticks into it. I mean,
Yeah. And I don't think that's their market, to be honest with you.
No.
yeah. I mean,
The market is just single people buying. It's like people buy these things. Very seldom there's multiplayer involved. Like that's just data.
Yeah.
It's like couch co-op in games. I don't know how many studies talk about that. Couch co-op in video games is not worth the investment. It's like less than 3% of people would ever do a couch co-op in a game. In any type of game. That's data. That's proven data over the last 20 years. That's why you don't see it anymore. That's why no games invest in couch co-op. That's life. Get over it and move on. Same as in these things.
No, but it's just like for me though, like if you're gonna get an Alpha and you're gonna use if you're gonna put in another like joystick, then that's like another $100. I'm like, man.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. This is not big enough for 2 joysticks. Rich got the best investment for that. Is right behind him. Like that's what those devices are for. Or you get the bigger versions of these. Like there's there's a bigger tabletop, right, or countertop ones that have 2 sticks and a bigger screen.
Yeah. Those bar top things. Yeah, those
Bar top ones. Yeah, with 2 screens. That's what you need. This one's too like this. Where's mine? Oh, it's behind me. It's too small for that.
Yeah.
It's like for one person. I kid it to the. Remember, some of you might be too young for this, but in the early '80s. There was a bunch of like little Donkey Kong machines and all those.
Yeah,
yes,
This is what this is really. It's for it's more expensive. Yeah.
Price, yeah.
I remember I used to have a Donkey Kong one, man. I wish I still had that. That would be worth a lot of money.
I remember, you know what? I remember seeing those in stores when I was little, but I never seen the commercials or anything. And in my mind, it was the actual arcade machine but it was smaller, not realizing that it would have been like an LCD thing. So,
Right,
but I
right.
never my parents were never going to buy me one of those. But
Yeah, they
it's
weren't
just in
that
my
expensive
mind.
apparently, but back then they were. I guess they were $50 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember
Yeah.
seeing them in the Sears catalog, which is like $150 now, $200.
Yeah, it's gonna. It would be. There's no way they would have spent.
It's
that
like
much
I would
money on
rather.
something
A
like
couple
that.
of my friends had them, and I'm like, I think I'd rather have an Atari because the Atari was like 79, or like the Coleco was $100. Like, why
Right.
get a single game when you can get all that?
Yep.
I didn't get either, so
Yeah,
I got one when I was a little older. I think when I was 12, I got one. I got the Donkey Kong one.
my cousin had Frogger, and I'd go and play.
Yeah,
that when it was hanging out in his room, and then I would
used to
instantaneously
take
be
the
like,
big batteries.
well, yeah, it's weird because I would play it, and then I'd just be like, you know what I really want? I really want to just play Atari. So then I would just go down in the basement,
Yeah.
and then just be lost for hours playing
Yeah.
Atari.
Yeah, I think a friend of mine a cousin had pole position Frogger when I was a kid, like when I was 8, and then I got the Leisure Vision, which was the Atari knockoff. So that was great, and I had Frostbite and Donkey Kong Jr. with it, so I was set.
So,
Yeah.
you know what? An Alpha. Okay, they could do an Alpha XL with this, but they would have to have built-in games though. So I don't know if they want to go that route. I think people would buy it, but I hope they don't. That would be
What, the Alpha?
yeah.
Well, they're
could
gonna
do
get a Neo Geo Alpha. That's guaranteed to happen.
I don't know.
Well-
I don't think it's guaranteed.
Oh,
No,
I
and then you have people complain. See, that's
Yeah,
kind of the place that they release it, and then you'll be like, "Oh man, I wish I would have waited to get that." Yeah, like I would have been sad if I got like an Alpha. Like I would have wanted to wait for the Neo Geo.
This time though, I'm totally with Pete. It's a slam dunk. There's no
It is
reason
a
why
slam
you wouldn't
dunk.
do this license.
I just hope it's all this King of Fighter game, so I don't really feel inclined to buy it.
Well, that's the other thing. It's like, is it going to be, licenses and games that are going to get, some of these are going to get locked to that device, so you're not going to be able to get it on a cart. And is it going to be the ones that you have to get this one for? Well, for me, I don't have to worry about it because the second they announce it, if it looks the way I envision it in my head, they got me. I'm gonna get one anyway. So
It'll probably be I won't buy it. But if it's all King of Fighters, it makes me not buying it easier because I don't want to play those games really.
yeah. Will they have to make new?
They'll have a dedicated King of Fighters.
Will they have to make new marquees? Because if they do it in the Neo Geo style, it'll be just 3 slots where you put like a 4x5 card in there for each game.
Sure.
I think it would just be a generic Neo Geo one with no extra, this is the game that's in it kind of thing.
Okay.
But you know what? It's actually pretty easy to. It would be pretty easy to make your own marquee, to be honest.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I would mess around with that. I would mess around with it. Like get the red thing, and then like make little squares with the arts for like the quote unquote 3 games that are in there. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool.
So DF maybe, but I could see them having like Capcom versus SNK Chaos on built in. But
Well, yeah, that's that's what I was thinking. That on the Alpha, you could get those crossover Capcom SNK licenses, and then those are only available on hardware. Oh, all right, makes sense because Capcom doesn't want you to have a card apparently. So yeah.
you're not missing much. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Oh, I can hear Crow.
Yeah, I know. She has like a blocker. No, dude, King of the Fighters is one of their best. Like, it's like one of their their fighting franchises, like that, like with Fatal Fury, like Samurai Shodown, all that stuff they listed.
Well,
in the
everybody could hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So lower though, yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
King of Fighters just doesn't interest me. I'm not like I don't really like fighting games. Those are meant to play for me with the friend, and if I'm gonna play them, I'll just go to the local arcade and play them.
So that's
Right.
that'll be interesting.
Or I get them on a cart, and then I can play on my VS on a big screen, right? I don't want to be hunched over, like trying to find space hitting buttons. Like that's not fun for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah. You just kind of described why I don't have an Alpha. One of the reasons. Okay, Crypto Coffee's asked this twice, so I think we have to. What do you think? what? I know what my answer is.
Mega Cat.
Well, I have not played Bitmap Brothers 2, so I can't.
Oh my god!
But that's an Amiga one, so
Bitmap
that's
2.
probably not going to be my first one anyway.
no, that just blows anyways.
I mean, I think a lot of fans from across the pond might pick Bitmap 2 because it's the platform of choice for the developer.
I'd go Mega Cat for me, I think.
What was on Mega Cat 2?
I will
listed
actually.
here,
I'll keep
Mega
Bitmap
Cat.
1 for one reason only, and that's just because of Chaos Engine. Like that game was so good.
Angel Cat.
But yeah,
Okay,
Bitmap-
give you an
Bitmap
idea.
1.
Here's my gradings for those two. Mega Cat Studios Collection 1, I gave an A. Bitmap Brothers Collection 1, I gave a D. So
Yeah, I would say
obviously,
Mega Cat.
Mega
Yeah.
Cat Studios.
It's puzzle heavy. No, I love Mega Cats. Oh,
Yeah.
Ian says King of Fighters Zeta's only went Last Blade as well. Yeah, there'll be a few fighting games and Metal Slugs, I think.
Yeah. If they get Mark of the Wolves, that'd be tasty.
Yeah.
That'd be very good. I like that.
Yeah, no online, but the computer always cheats. Yeah, but it is. It is. It is. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I used to go to battle in Street Fighter Alpha 2 on the SNES with the computer, and I learned that game to be able to beat on the hardest level with every character. That was pretty good. That was back in the day where I just played fighting games all the time. It was
Oh
nice.
yeah, fighting
I
games.
had
That
I realized why Mega Cat Studios it got as much higher than Bitmap Brothers because Tanzer's on it. That's why.
no, the second one.
Oh, I thought this said 2.
A Mega Cat 2, yeah.
I thought I saw 1.
It's the one that's like, it's got all the puzzle games on it.
He said the first
Oh,
one.
well, let me.
I'd probably lean Mega Cat 2 because of that, because I love puzzle games.
I do too, but like Chaos Engine, the first one, that was really good. And I wouldn't even talk about the second one that they messed up. But yeah,
Yeah,
But
it's
then I
still better. I think I gave it a C plus, so barely better than Bitmap Brothers Collection 1.
but it looks like we're not going to hear anything for Neo Geo until the end of Q1, like next year,
Yeah, so it'll be late March.
late March. Dang.
Yeah.
You think that's when they'll have the showcase? I mean, they have to, right?
Yeah, well, they already said that it's going to be a showcase. Like the announcement is going to be a showcase.
Yeah, they got to do showcase for that one. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of people want it so bad, right? So
So that'll be really cool. But then there's still going to be more announcements because I don't know if Indie Heroes 4 is going to come out alone this time. I think they've got one more. So the beginning of the year in January, they'll announce something that's going to come alongside Indie Heroes 4. Plus, we have the Indie Heroes 4 announcement that will also be in January. Like, what are the rest of the games on the card? It's not just going to be the 8 or 9 that we had for the game of the months. There's going to be more games. So we'll get the full lineup for that. So that'll be a little news tidbit. Like I said, I still think there's something else coming alongside. Gremlin 2.
Yeah.
Hey, if it's still a cart. If it's even if it's like some weird one.
And again, if it's a
announce
Gremlins
something.
2, that'd probably be a Mega collection.
Yeah,
because-
I mean, but what if? Because people were talking about this online on the Facebooks. What if it's Home Computer Heroes Collection 2?
Oh, that would be great.
And they announced that and Indie Heroes, and then at the beginning of the year, every year you get two giant blasts of indie gaming fun. Why not?
I should think it's a blue card.
Yeah, likely as a blue cart. I mean that fits. Home Computer Heroes Collection 2. It's blue.
What's funny
Blue
though,
is
Gene
better.
is he kept listing like all like the Neo Geo like Amiga ports like for SNK. He's like, yeah, we're gonna get blue carts for SNK.
Oh, blue cards for SNK.
Yeah, like, all the computer ports. Yeah.
That'd be wild.
I don't know if anybody got my Sulson blue reference. I think that joke was only for me.
I mean, they haven't advertised that product in a long time.
I know.
You need your hair nice and shiny. That's awesome. I'd like to see Game of the Month moved away from indie next year. I don't know.
I don't
know,
think
Rob.
that'll be possible, to be honest. I think the
Exactly, yeah.
reason it works is because they're indie games.
Yeah, I mean, unless
Yeah, that's true.
unless they do, like in this part of this massive deal or whatever, right? They introduce Game of the Month because they're introducing this big license and it's going to get a 2-year deal or whatever. Maybe they start putting SMK games as Game of the Months. You know,
They could.
because they're limited licensing, it draws interest, it advertises a premier product. I don't know, maybe. But Game of the Month is home computers. Oh, all right, I could do that. I can do that. I mean, I still like the indie heroes, like kind of getting that spotlight though.
Yeah.
Because again, there's tons of developers making games all the time, and that's a nice slot for them.
Yep.
And I really think it does well for the devs that are working on this stuff. Plus, there's a favorite dev of an indie dev of mine that is about to put out a game in February. So that'd be kind of cool to get that as a Game of the Month. They just announced it today.
I don't think we even talked about the latest Game of the Month, did we? The one that just came out?
No.
Yeah, Murtop. Yeah, Murtop's cool.
Which I've already played because I played it on Steam before. Because
I haven't.
I think it was you that was talking about it.
I own that
a long
on
time
Steam.
ago.
Cool.
Yeah,
Murtop.
Murtop. Yeah, I did a fun.
It's like a cross between Dig Dug and Bomberman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, I will love that.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
And Bomberman, awesome.
Yeah, they get a little bunny and he digs through the dirt to try to get
as bunnies would do.
Parrots. And then as you're going through, you have to like leave presents behind for all the enemies. And then they're bombs, and they do the cross bomb.
So you have to like jump out of the way of your own bombs.
You do.
You can kill yourself very easily.
Yeah.
But what kind of throws me off is when you lay a bomb, it's behind you already.
Uh-huh.
So
you have to jump up or down.
Yeah, you off to the side.
Yeah, to the side. Yeah.
Immediately. Not yeah.
Yeah.
Flynn's Arcade that makes those games I'm pretty sure is awesome. Hell yeah. So actually
Murtop is a Flynn's Arcade game?
I think it is, isn't it?
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know. I didn't know that.
I could be totally wrong, but I thought that it.
Yeah. Well,
it was.
So because I've been I just referenced that developer. This game feels like it could just also be a Pixel Games game. Like this feels like Donut Dodo. This feels like Cash Cow DX. Like right down to like the rockin' awesome chiptune soundtrack. Everything feels like it's like, oh wow, it really feels like they almost developed these in tandem. I know it's a completely different developer, but it feels like
but like Donut Dodo, it's set up like it's an arcade game, so it works. It works really well on the alpha.
Yeah. Yep, that's right, and it's native, so it's
it's native.
It's got that whole feel,
which I forgot because when I started it, I accidentally started a game and I kept hitting the menu button to reset it. I was like, why isn't this working?
Yeah.
Do you guys actually? I was kind of thinking about. Ian brings up a good point. Do you think this will be the last we'll see Capcom Alpha on Evercade? Like, since now they have a new partner, or do you think they'll do like another? They wouldn't do more alphas with the Neo Geo, right?
Well, I don't think you'd do more alphas with Capcom, to be honest.
Yeah.
You got two of them.
Yeah,
and you've got like your good mix of pretty decent hits that aren't Street Fighter, and then you got a Street Fighter cab with 6 games on it.
Here's what's annoying though. Think about how many Capcom games we have on Evercade devices, and I can't play any of them on a VS.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's annoying. It's absolute. That's it.
Yeah.
Like maybe they would have like, I don't know. You think they would have like either VS or VS2? Like to have like an ultimate version that has all the Capcom games that were ever on devices.
No, just start releasing on my cartridge and it'd be fine.
Well, yeah, I mean, put it on a card too, but yeah. But literally, for whatever reason, they seem card averse. So I don't know.
They could put out the same like 2 collections and maybe add like 1 or 2 games to make it a little bit different. But yeah, remember when the EXP came out? That announcement, like it split the community in half. Like a lot
the whole
of
thing, the whole pull with the Evercade to begin with is that the games are on cartridges, and yet we have all these games that are not on cartridges.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need to go find a deal with Square and bring all those games.
Oh man.
Like Final Fantasy, all those games.
That'd be awesome.
That would be nice.
That would just be Like that's the icing on the cake of this library is just to
And
get
Square's losing all kinds of money, so they should be open to do stuff like that.
right?
I don't know. The reason they're losing
just
money
get
is
a-
because they're making bad decisions.
Well, because they're not they're doing exclusives everywhere, but now they've stopped that. Now they're
Okay.
they're putting their games everywhere. They're gone like Atari, put their games everywhere.
Yeah, man. Oh, hey.
No, we'll see next year with Capcom. We'll see the Alpha Pockets.
If it works out, Alpha.
Which will be the alphas, but in a pocket format with those built-in games.
I mean, just one of those My Arcade micro arcade players. Isn't that what you're just talking about?
Tiny keychain ones.
Well, not
They're just
that
alpha
small.
pockets. What if they did that and they put like all 12 games just on one? It probably will. That's I guess if they could licensing is. I don't blame Blaze for wanting to like milk all this stuff, but
Yeah.
No, I doubt unless they own the license. I doubt we'll see them. Another game I doubt we're going to see, which sucks, is Super Dodgeball because Technos owns that.
We got
I mean, you
Super
never know.
Dodgeball on a card already.
No, the real version of Super Dodgeball. That's for
What's
the
the
Neo
real
Geo.
version? Because there's 2 arcade versions of Super
The
Dodgeball.
Neo Geo version has anime characters and it's really cool.
Yeah, but there's another version of Super Dodgeball too, and
Yes,
it's not on the
yeah, I
Neo Geo.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like.
I'm
that
not
one.
talking about the NES one. I'm talking about another arcade Super Dodgeball.
Yeah,
And
no, I know. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We got that. Yeah, the janky port, which is not the Nintendo's fault.
Yeah, I can't play the NES one that we got on the cartridge
It
because
does not
it
do it.
flickers way worse than I remember it for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Murtop is really cool though.
Yeah.
That's the kind of I don't know. I
Well-
wish we had online leaderboards for that and like Donut Dodo and other stuff like. Maybe
Well,
those
that-
games are popular enough.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we well, actually, Murtop has online leaderboards.
Yeah. Not on
Like
the Evercade.
the Evercade version of Murtop has an online leaderboard. They
It
did
does?
they did the QR thing. Yeah.
Oh,
It does.
I
okay.
did it during the Fun for Five. I
Which-
scan my own score and it goes right to the leaderboard.
Oh, because that
Yeah.
was built. Okay, because that was built into the game itself, not because
Yeah.
of Blaze added. Yes.
But
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
I don't really use the QR code thing. It's like I don't know. To me, it seems like an extra step I don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's not that. Yeah, let me see
Yeah,
if it is.
I don't mind doing it, but yeah, I mean, if Pixel, for example, was wanted to throw out an update and get Donut Dodo updated with like the final screen where you can do a QR, if they decide or if the deal gets done between them and Blaze for Cash Cow, because that's a great game, that should be on Indie Heroes. Like you said, Looney Landers is coming out February 2nd, so that could be one of the games.
That one is that like Lunar Lander, but better.
I mean, it's so Looney because like you're like a clown and you like fall in a parachute from a like a biplane, and then you have to like land on a specific like thing to get points.
Does it play like Lunar Lander where you have to gently land?
Kind
I
of,
probably
yeah.
like it.
Yeah, but there's no jet. You can't like propel yourself up because you're constantly falling.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So
You know what they
you
should
have
do?
to
They should
you have to use like the things to like stop your fall and then accelerate fall, and then that's it. You don't have up.
On the next C64 collection, they need to give us Space Taxi.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, why not? But yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I can't wait to play that one. So, and it would be cool. It would be a good fit on an Indie Heroes game.
I'm not getting the 7800 plus, but I did get all of these.
Oh, there you go. Zerg, Astros Deluxe, Space Duel, Bounty Bob, Bentley Bears, Frenzy, and Caverns of Mars. Yes, nice. Very cool. Bentley Bear came with the 7800 plus. It was the pack-in. I did my box opening yesterday on it.
Yeah, I've had this for a while.
It's gonna sit right next to this Ultimate Intellivision I got right there.
Nice. So let me just share this. So it is Flynn's It is like Flynn's Arcade. Just wanted to show real quick, like possibly
And the Arcade Heroes, huh?
Yeah, because they have Donut Dodo, Cash Cow, Galaxion, which is awesome. It's kind of like Joust, but that also does QR codes. Murtop, Saturn, which is which is a Robotron clone.
Oh, that's cool.
In that game, which is really weird. So yeah, they do like a lot of other like kind of cool like arcade games that are like pretty.
That's very neat.
Pretty hippity hop. That are pretty cheap. So if we could get more of like, ooh, I haven't played Guardgrave, but anyways, no, I have Guardgrave.
Is Spybro Snowbro ripoff?
Which one?
Yeah.
Is Spybro a Snowbro ripoff?
This is Pippi and Bippy's DX.
Yeah, it's its own kind of weird. Yeah.
Wait, isn't Pippi and Bippy already a license? I played a game that was a Pippi and Bippy game.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
here
the
for
game you played.
yeah. No, I just wanted to like they do like all these like cool arcade. Oh, like that looks like a Cubert clone.
Man, this game's awesome.
Yeah.
On Murtop? Yeah, man.
Oh yeah,
Really?
it's on Steam. That's where I played it first.
It's no joke.
So they're just No, I'm surprised actually that we don't have a Flynn's Flynn's arcade collection. But yeah, the QR code thing that's built in, that's really.
Do you think
That's
that would
cool.
be? I don't know. Flynn's Arcade. Do you think that's like trademarked by Disney?
No. Not at all.
Because
They
it is a
would be
Tron reference.
Yeah. Well, so is Alan. Well, so is Alan 1. But, yeah, like, then no one's gone after them yet.
Yeah, that
No.
one. I think that one is more. I think untrademarkable.
Right.
To-
Yeah, because it's a proper name, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, Big B's and it's on Toplin 4. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, that is. That is on Toplin 4. You said you played.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was like I was pretty sure that was the one that I was
Yeah.
thinking about.
Yeah, that's an awesome game. The censored version.
The censored version, yeah. It's like, yeah, because it's got the sticker that's got like, it's like, the sticker's a little racy.
I found one problem with this game. When
What's
you
that?
drop a bomb, you can't move right away. You're delayed, and that's annoying. That's really annoying.
That's
Yeah,
not a. That's not a bug. It's a feature.
I never said it's a bug. I said something
Yeah.
I don't like about it.
There we go.
You got it's hard to
You
get
said
out
it
of
was
the way
a
of your bomb.
problem.
There you go. Yeah, right.
It was a
Which is-
naughty game.
Ooh, you know what? We're supposed to be getting what's the holdup with the dip switches, right? Like the alpha's been out for a while. Where
Yeah,
are
I
dip
thought-
switches?
It kind of occurred to me that I thought that was coming when we
Wasn't
got
that
the
a beta
alphas.
feature or something like that? Like they were thinking about putting it in beta, so like you could have the option, but you have to do digging for it or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not in the beta channel anymore because of.
That's like the analog stick feature. Like I hadn't messed with it yet, but I didn't realize it was something you had to enable in the system menus.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that maybe that was the analog thing that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's the analog thing because I stumbled across that when I was messing with the alpha, and I was
Got
looking
it.
through the settings, and I was
Yeah.
like, I wonder why it just isn't enabled to begin with.
Yeah. Well, it's possible that they're trying to figure out a way of like giving everyone the feature without like allowing people to just break things.
But it only works with specific games anyway, so
Right, all the arcade ROMs, right? So
Yeah,
the analog stick one. Oh
No,
You're talking
the-
about the dip switches. I'm talking about the analog stick.
Oh, analog, yeah, it's like I don't know. Are there like 3 games, maybe 4?
No, there's
work
more
with
than
analog?
that. There's more than a handful. But
So
it
if I
is.
plug in this Xbox controller now without enabling like these analog sticks just won't work, right?
Right.
But if I turn it on, they will. Is that?
Yeah,
Well-
you have to go in the system menu and enable it.
Yeah.
But
have to
it's only
enable
for it
analog
only then it
support.
only works for certain games.
Yeah, it only works for the owns.
like
That is
Tomb
good.
Raider, not the first Tomb Raider, but I think 2 and 3,
Got it.
because the first
So-
Tomb Raider never did support analog.
So Rob was saying Sean is on Total Evercade, and he said that they aren't the priority, but never say never. So man, those guys over there, they'll figure it out.
They put it in the release notes. They put it like back like in release notes though, or like some announcement.
That's what I thought I saw. That's what I was
Yeah.
talking about. Like they were,
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like, oh, they have it for people that really want to go in and turn it on or something like that. But they wouldn't guarantee it worked or something. I don't know.
There's 8 games that support it. Worms Armageddon, Speedball 2100, 40 Winks, which I actually want to go back and try that again with
Ooh.
analog, because that was my biggest problem with that game. Duke Nukem Land of the Babes, Duke Nukem Time to Kill, Glover, Tomb Raider 3, and Legacy of King Soul Reaver.
Really? Huh.
Oh, okay. So you can't. Okay, they're still acting as digital unless you
Sticks
turn
will
on
work
the
with
beta.
the direction. Okay.
Yes.
Unless you turn the beta analog on, so the sticks will work regardless, but just as
Yes, but
digital.
only as digital, like they did to begin with.
But what's the but what's the difference though? I mean, if that's what I guess.
Are you asking what the difference between digital and analog is?
No. If it works as digital, because like for instance, like if the analog stick moves, what's the difference if it's acting as analog or digital? As long
Well,
as
it's only going to see the cross inputs. So you can put the stick in a different position. It'll only interpret it as if it was a digital pad.
Look at it like this way: if you were playing like Mario 64, for example, and you were using an analog stick, he moves as fast as the distance you move the analog stick. So if you move it a little bit, he's walking, but if you move it all the way, he's not. Now, if that was converted to digital, even if you move the analog stick a little way, he'd just instantly start running at full speed.
More fine movement. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Because I know on RetroArch you can turn that on for like anything and use the analog stick and it works. Like I feel I have full control over movement. I don't know. Maybe because
it might just be an illusion. It might be an illusion, to be honest. Because like if you think about it, like think of a game like Smash TV. Now in the arcade that had dual sticks and they were both digital sticks. So
okay, that's
you're
what
moving the fire. But if you play it emulated, usually the way people play it is with two dual analog sticks. Now it may feel like you're using analog controls, but you're really just using digital.
As long as it works, because I was going to say
it works, it's probably the best way it'll work because a lot of people aren't going to have a dual joystick setup.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
But it works.
But no, the reason I get on them for like things like dip switches and keyboard support is like that stuff is built in. Like remember a while back that like it's kind of like the same thing when I asked Sean about like Turbo. And he was like, yeah, the only reason you have Turbo for NES games is because it was by accident. So that is the one thing I do give them a hard time because free open source emulators, like those are the defaults that are there. And being that we actually pay for it.
I wonder if they're having a problem with implementing keyboard support because the emulators they're using may have special features that are activated by different keystrokes. And they don't want people to have access to that. And that's why it's not supporting keyboards.
Oh,
awesome.
I know. Yeah, like on like arcade 1-ups where like you can go into the Android menu and then get in and like hack the hell out of it.
Yeah, stuff like that. I wonder, like not only that, but just like certain emulators may have features where you can activate certain things by hitting certain keys.
Ooh.
And and it's built. It's in the emulators that they're using, but if they don't support keyboards, then you can't access them.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, but maybe they won't admit.
Well, they're not going to say that's why that's not supported.
Of course. But well, not to cut my fun too short though, but I'm running up on a hard stop because I got to go get some stuff for a major project that's going to happen at the house soon. So
are we doing a show next week? No, right? Or are you guys doing one next week? I won't be here next week.
It's not Christmas next week.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I might come in on my tablet because I'll be at my mom's. So.
Oh, actually,
well, there you go.
Yeah.
It was the Saturday right before Christmas. I don't know. Christmas is on a Wednesday this week, so.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely try to get in next week on my tablet. So. And then I'll be back. I won't be back on the 28th though, so I'll miss that one.
All right. Well, I'm around, so hit me up in the usual channels, and then we'll see what we can do. If we do a fireside chats or just like hanging out, playing games or whatever, I'm down. So, but anyway, thanks everyone for being around, being cool. We got some cool stuff over on the channel if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch your Atari video because I haven't opened mine yet.
Yeah. We're cracking a VCS 800 live. I'm like on Tuesday afternoon around the 3-4 p.m. EST mark on Tuesday. So if you guys want to hang out there, just let me know. And then
I'm thinking about opening my 7800, but then Polymega's going to be putting out the Atari module.
Yeah. They just showed on Blue Sky. They just showed the box art for the Polymega remix. So that's another thing that's
did they?
Yep.
What's
They're
the
on
Polymega
Blue Sky?
remix?
Yeah, they're on Blue
Blue
Sky.
Sky.
The
I didn't know
Polymega
they were-
remix is the like Polymega Lite. They're trying to make it cheaper so that people can get
Oh.
into the Polymega ecosystem. It's basically a
Oh, I just see it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I got to follow them. I didn't know they
Yeah.
were on.
It's-
They were on.
it's basically a external CD-ROM. You just plug it into your computer. You use your computer
Okay.
as a Polymega. That's
But-
it. That's it.
You can't use the expansion modules or anything?
No, yeah, you can.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can.
Just take the same modules out and put it right into that thing. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Hey, Papa Pete says thanks for streaming. Stay legit. Although I think just Rich is leaving.
Papa
We-
Brad.
Papa Brad. Papa
Appreciate
Pete is different.
Papa Pete is somebody else.
He's the old guy gamer.
Papa Brad. Like, sorry, Jeez, I gotta be.
And he was on channel. Yeah,
Sorry for insulting you, Brad.
he was on channel for the 500 celebration. And also, yeah, thanks, Brad, for supporting this channel. But anyway, I'm gonna run. Thank you guys, everyone that is hanging out. Great. If I don't see anyone for the holidays, happy holidays to everyone. And
Talk to you next week, buddy.
we'll see you guys soon. All right, bye guys.
All right, bye.
Get your Papa straight.
Hey, Crow, what's the name of your 3D printer that you have?
I have an Anchor Make M5.
You like it?
Yes, but
we
I
ending?
didn't
Are we
really have a
still-
choice.
we're
I got it for
talking
free.
more? Are we ending or are we still talking more?
I don't know. I'm not going in. I got a few minutes.
Okay, yeah. Because I was like, we're still on camera. You're saying.
I don't really care.
Oh, Antstream is on PS1. God, now that song's stuck in my head again. The Radical Bikers theme. Radical Bikers.
Antstream. I haven't played Antstream in so long, man. That's such a good software. I'm waiting for it to come to Steam. They've been listing it for Steam for a while.
It's, I think, even just PC in general, because I don't even think you could access it through the website or anything.
Yeah, it's. I've got it wishlisted on Steam.
I think I do too, but I think they had changed it. I don't think you can play it for free anymore.
Yeah.
You might need a subscription to play it, because somebody was offering me a subscription. I declined it because it's like I don't have time to play the stuff I actually have. So I'm not
For me,
gonna use it.
I would say for me, it's quite pointless because of like EmuDeck, right? Like I can emulate and play anything on my.
Actually, it's a bit different though.
Yeah, because they got achievements, multiplayer
challenges,
events,
you can
and
compete
challenges.
against other people.
It's an old ecosystem. Like I can remember 4 years ago, I was telling like Evercade just reach out to Antstream and get their because they have new achievements for retro games. They have events. They have challenges. Like I played the crap out of that on my VS, my VCS, my Atari because it's on there. And I used to have challenges with people. I should do that again.
Yeah,
actually.
you could actually create your own challenges.
Yeah, I used to challenge you,
send
Crow.
them out, and send them out to your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like how big of a score can you get in like 3 minutes or something like that?
Yeah,
and
then you do events and you
rank
get
your score against everybody else. You know,
it is amazing. I love the Antstream.
It's cool for that, but then either you have to pay into it or you have to like grind out those tokens.
It was all free though on Atari. You got it free with Atari, but you don't grind it out so much. By doing the events, you get free plays and stuff like that. So it's pretty friendly. But I don't know what the new version is going to be like though.
Yeah.
See, I would use Antstream just to boot up a game and play it. I'd always go into those challenges.
Me too.
I think that's the point of it, really.
Leaderboards, everything like that, right? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes it's worth paying a little bit to get that stuff of features, right? Because you won't get that with EmuDeck or anything like that.
I don't even think it costs that much to be.
Well, you can get achievements, but you can't get the challenges.
Yeah, challenges, events. They do events every day and seasonal events and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty wild. I really enjoyed it.
How much?
Need to boot my VCS back up again and try.
Yeah, I know. Like maybe I can't remember if they gave if they gave a free trial for some things.
You
like
probably can get a free trial.
Yeah.
$40 a year.
Yeah, so that's pretty dirt cheap, man. For all if you're into retro gaming, and it's great too for somebody who streams too, right? Because you get to.
Oh yeah.
You can
just stream and stream, period.
Yeah. And then that could be challenge your community and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, they have a 50% off sale for like PS4. Like, yeah, but then you probably, I don't know if you have to get like stupid like PS Plus for that.
Probably
That's
because it's online.
$20. Yeah, I don't like having to pay for a subscription or something like that.
Well,
though.
wait till it comes to Steam.
You could play it on your phone.
No, that would suck. I would not
No,
have to play it on my phone.
That's why
Well,
I
we
got
can't
this.
help you.
Well, dude, but then it's not portable.
Hey, you got to use
No,
almost any controller with a phone.
Oh, Lifetime, maybe. Look, I understand like the merit behind it, but like there's challenges, and there's kind of like the same reason you want to pop in an Evercade cart and play it. I just don't like the
They have
idea of
lifetime
renting
subscription?
stuff and not
Oh,
owning it. That's kind of more lifetime.
All right.
subscription.
I'm up against my time because I forgot I've got to do stuff with the kids. But I'll see you guys next week.
He said he wasn't going anywhere, and he's like, I gotta go.
No, I heard my
Just-
kids. I heard my kids. Oh, Dad's almost done. I like to cook them breakfast on the weekends, both of them. So I'm gonna go help with that.
I think it's.
Bye, everyone.
If this is true, it'd be $120 for a lifetime pass.
Yeah. Come out and check out my channel. Just dropped one of the best Steam indie games I've played in a long time. And it is freaking awesome. It's a samurai game. It is so much fun. The Spirit of the Samurai. It's stop motion animation. It was like $20. I just did a video on it. Go check it out. And yeah.
Actually,
Talk to you guys next week.
you could buy Antstream subscriptions on Amazon, and you could get a lifetime
Really?
membership for Antstream for $100 on Amazon.
Oh my god. Antstream. Okay, I gotta go. Seriously. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, Lifetime. See, that's weird. See, that's weird though. Then like, see, maybe it's just me. But I would be.
But then it
I would be
seems like
weary of that.
But I think you can play on any platform then too. So
That's a PC, yeah, Antstream Lifetime Pass. But that's listen though. But like, here's the thing: if they're charging $40 a year and only for another 60, then they're banking on like a 2.5 year. That doesn't seem to be as profitable. Like, what happens? Like, a lot of people go lifetime. I don't know.
I think more people are gonna go subscription than lifetime, to be honest. And I think they have. I think they also have like monthly subscriptions, possibly. I'm just having a hard time finding this stuff.
No, I get why people want the challenges, but for me, I'm just like,
honestly, when I play like Pinball FX and stuff, I always go in there to play the challenges, not play full games, because I think it's more fun.
Sure. No, I get that, and I see the market. Like the Capcom Coliseum, they would have like challenges for stuff, but you didn't have to pay. Like you bought the game, like you didn't have to pay for it, right?
I'm seeing a Windows. Like, I wonder if it's on Windows, but not
because like my issue is that because you don't it's not like a virtual console where you own the games. So I'm like, you're paying somebody else to host the ROMs, which I could get those for free. But like if you want to do the challenges, right? That's I understand that. Like there could be a community behind it, but
okay,
I think with me though,
you can do a free trial, but you're only have access to tournaments only.
Yeah,
play
see, that's
on PC and on mobile.
Yeah. No, I get there's a market for it. It's just for me, like I would rather just play like I have a lot of games that I can play on Steam and on Evercade and all that. But
it seems like depending on the platform, it's different pricing. So like on PC and mobile, it's you could pay $3.99 a month or $40 annually.
Yeah.
And like PlayStation and Xbox, it's $40 annually or $100 for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And apparently, it's on the Epic's Game Store too, and the only option is a $100 lifetime purchase.
Wow. Yeah, and then you have and then you have to be online. Like for me, it's just kind of more like if I spend $100 and I'm like, then in my brain, I'm gonna have to get my money's worth out of it. So I'm like,
it's one of those things where it's like it's like a streaming, like where you're not playing it on your phone, you're actually playing the actual streaming version of it. But because these games are so old, they're not modern games, it works pretty well.
Sure. But then again, like if you're going on an airplane or something, I know some places offer Wi-Fi. I don't know.
You do have to have an internet connection, But
Yeah.
like if you're playing on your phone, you're gonna have a connection.
Unless you're on an airplane. Maybe not. It might be spotty.
Yeah, if
But-
you put your phone in airplane mode, you're not gonna have
Right, right.
access to it.
No, I think Antstream is for people who don't want to mess with them. Like they just want to play games. They don't want to have to mess with the console or anything else. It's easy access.
It's exactly the same thing as the Evercade things, so to speak, without the tournaments. Just having access to all the stuff.
Yeah.
Again, you don't have to mess around with the emulators or saying everything's on their side. You pick a game, you play it. You pick a tournament, you play it, without much thought to it.
It's the same, except you don't own the physical carts, which is the big.
Well, that's the thing. You don't own anything. It's all it's a streaming service. So,
Exactly.
It's like
Exactly.
Netflix. So they can remove games, they could add games, but as soon as you stop paying your subscription, if you do have a subscription, then you don't have access to any of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except the difference is usually like when you watch a movie or show, at least for me, like I won't go back and watch that again necessarily unless it's.
I do. Depends on what it is. Like I watched I watched all of Doctor Who twice.
Oh Jesus. You've got way too much time. But seriously, but like games, like you kind of want to go back and experience. No, there's definitely like a market for it that I think is neat. Like I can see the free version logging in, maybe like playing a few of the like challenges, but to pay for that. That's the same reason I stopped. Like PlayStation Plus for the retail is like $100, although you could get it on sale for like half that sometimes.
Honestly, like I wonder why like they have PC and mobile edition. I wonder why they don't have a lifetime option for that. Unless they do, and it's just not listed here for some reason.
It could be.
Because $100, if you're gonna play that a lot, $100 doesn't seem like.
To me, that just seems like a lot of money to pay.
I was gonna say it doesn't seem like that much money for like access for because Antstream's been around for years and years already, so I can't imagine it going away anytime soon.
No, but I would rather spend that $100 like on a Steam sale and get like a bunch of that's kind of what I'm saying.
Can't you buy your stuff on Steam and also have this pass?
You could, but I don't know. That's just $100. Like, or I'm like, that could be like other Evercade hardware. Like, I just think that there's like a lot of other things I would spend $100.
Now, the way my brain works, it's like, why have the option? Why have the option of I could spend $100 on this or $100 on that when I could just spend $200 and have both?
Yeah, you can do that too. You are very fashionably late, but it's all good. But yeah, what I'm waiting for next year, and I'm going to call this now. As soon as they announce the MVS Neo Geo Alpha, there's going to be a ton of negativity and a bunch of people who will be pissed because they're like, "Oh man, if I had known, I would have bought that." You wait. There'll be people griping about that.
It doesn't matter what gets announced. Somebody's going to complain about it.
Well, of course. But then they'll do improvements like on the actual like control deck. They'll have like a plastic guard there. They'll fix the things that people have complained about, and then people will be like, "Oh damn it, I should have waited."
I think it'd just be exactly the same thing. I mean, think about the Super Pockets. They've released the first two. The second two, did they change anything from the first two?
No. And I could say no. Like my Super Pocket gathers dust. I liked it for when we went back to Kansas City earlier this year. It was neat to play like for like an hour here and there in the morning or night at the hotel. But that's pretty much it. I don't play it as much because if you have like an EXP.
I'm still kind of tempted to get the Atari one. It's just that I know I wouldn't play it that much, and I don't want to pay $60 for it.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's something. If I saw on sale for like under $10 or $20, I would pick it up.
I would go with I'd say 40, maybe 30. That would be my breaking point on that. But who knows?
Yeah.
Has any of the Super Pockets actually gone on sale, like from last year?
No.
They always. Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, they don't. They should, but they.
Not necessarily a Blaze sale, but like any retailer selling them for less than the $60 price.
I've seen Funstock offer crappy sales where that like I don't know if you got those emails where it says complete your collection. Like if you buy 5 carts, you get 10% off.
Oh, when I see that, I delete the email. I don't even read it.
Yeah.
It's like complete the collection. I have everything.
Now I still have like that one. What was it, like a 30 or 40? I still have that one coupon from like my EXP. I don't know if Funstock probably wouldn't honor it, but
Oh yes, I remember. It was in the box, right? So I didn't get it because I resold that Founders Edition EXP.
Oh yeah.
And
I wonder if it would still.
I had to watch other people's unboxing videos just to make sure it was in the box, so I could mention in the sale that it was included.
Well, funny that you mentioned that, more. I think that's what they'll do with the Neo Geo. There won't be any built-in games. They'll just include the 2 physical carts that you can pop in. Kind of like what they should have done. But Capcom. No, I'm hoping that they will move away from Capcom completely, stick with SNK, and then maybe the next big IP that they get, which hopefully they will influence them that yes, this stuff should be on carts. We can only hope, right?
It's clear like they couldn't get the stuff on carts, but they're not going to stop it and we can't get it on carts, we're not going to release it at all. So they're releasing it any way they can. But
yeah,
from my point of view, it's like, if it was on a cart, then I could play it on the devices I already have. I wouldn't have to buy this other new hardware just to play those games. Then I could play anywhere else too, you know?
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting for Christmas, and I chose to get that instead of the Evercade Alpha. And I am very like, I know that it's here. Like, actually, I talked about this last night. Like my wife's like, hey, it's here from GameStop. I like George Costanza'd it out to the mailbox to like bring it inside. But I'm fine with waiting. I'm fine with waiting another week. No, I am totally excited about that. And my only dilemma is I'm like, do I go flash cart or like I've like looked in last like in AliExpress, you can buy like bootleg, you can buy reproduction carts like for $1 each. I'm like, if you want the experience of like swapping the cart.
Yeah, actually, what do I have on mine? You're talking about it only plays Game Boy or Game Boy Color? What is it?
Plays both. It plays both of those.
Okay, so but that's the limit is Game Boy Color.
Yes.
Okay, I was thinking of something else because I have a flash.
But it does, but it does it perfectly, right? And that's what I want. Like that was kind of like.
I have the flash cart, but it's a Game Boy Advance flash cart, and it's easy flash, and it was actually pretty inexpensive for what it was. So
yeah, you can get those. No, this is just a pure nostalgia device. Like if you want to have, which I'm hoping from what I've seen, if you want to have like the best possible experience to play Game Boy, like how you remembered and have it be like good quality, like metal case and buttons, and the buttons are plastic.
But it wouldn't be how you remembered it because the original Game Boy didn't have a metal case.
No. But like that was really good quality plastic, and I've heard people say that it feels like a Game Boy Color. Yeah, you could buy an Evercade. I mean, dude, it comes with Tetris. I mean, I have like 10 Game Boy carts, so it's kind of like Super Mario Land. Or you could buy that. You could buy like the 66-in-1 carts. You can buy an Everdrive. You can buy repos. If you just want that experience, like you don't care about like the value of the experience of just putting in the cart. So, but yeah, it just all depends on what you want to, what you want to get. Definitely, that device is for everybody.
If you didn't care about that and you're thinking of getting an Everdrive, it's like there's other devices you could buy where we could just load the ROMs if you wanted.
Yeah. But it's the screen, it's the analog controls, it's the flicky switch. Yeah. Now believe me, I say that all the time. Like
what analog controls? It would just be digital controls.
Well, no, like it feels like really analog, like the volume and like the flicky switch.
Oh, those controls. Okay.
Yeah. No, because like the analog pocket turns on like the Evercade EXP where you have to press like a button that you can. And actually, it's kind of difficult to tell if it's on or if it's like in sleep mode for stuff like that.
Well, I don't know.
Games.
The one thing I liked about the Alpha is they changed that. It's a push button, but it turns on instantly and it turns off instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. Like they couldn't do that on the VS for some reason. But yeah, it's kind of again, it's not a device that's for like there's certain devices that are for certain, just like the Evercade Alphas for certain people that just kind of want that. But for this, no, strictly going for nostalgia. See, Blaze has done everything on the market from Capcom to Evercade. We've reached the point they would only
Market.
agree.
Capcom for the Evercade.
Oh, for that Capcom, I was like, yeah, no, I agree. There's not too much. There's not too much more that they could
Well,
go.
the only thing they could do is get more, I think. Oh, okay, now we're going to get SNK on cartridges. Then look, we got SNK on cartridges too. Why won't you be on a cartridge, you know? But again, it might have something to do with Capcom's internal policies. It may be something where it's no matter what they do, it just won't happen unless Capcom's own policies change.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I think Sean kind of said that like some publisher, whatever, they'd rather release the carts themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. That could be another thing. Is like, oh, they don't like having another company publish their games. They want to publish their own games.
I think just there's, I don't know. I think there's just more like a lot of arrogance. Like, you're a little company. Why would we let you release our cart?
I really don't think it's that at this point. I think it's the fact that if they want to release the cartridges themselves because.
But they're never going to, though. That's what's so frustrating because they don't have a console. That's but, yeah, and it's about control or whatever. But I'm hoping that with SNK it'll change that. Like, hey, and it would be fitting that SNK would have the physical cards because that's like the only reason to that's the only reason to own things like original hardware or devices like Evercade is because you have the physical media. Otherwise, there's really no point, and that's why I only have like one Super Pocket, unless you just because you can play all that stuff like you said on other devices. So it depends on the experience of what you're going for. Do you just want to play games? How do you want to experience things, and all that? Actually, I need to play Tate mode more on that. The problem is I've just been sucked into playing Brotato too much on my Steam Deck.
Wait, what?
Brotato?
Okay. Brotato?
Yes.
On what?
Steam Deck. Steam Brotato. Deck. It's like it's another Vampire Survivors clone, but it's different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which the difference in Vampire Survivors, most characters have like good ability, like most of their ability, like it's just kind of like their weapon and they have positive abilities. In Brotato, it's kind of like they may have some things that give you bonuses or minuses, so you have to kind of think out how to like make your build. It's like very different.
Well, I'm at the point now in Vampire Survivors where the character's own abilities usually don't matter at all.
Yeah.
Unless it's something like walking through walls or they can't die. Something extreme like that.
It's your starting weapon, but like in Brotato it's different. Like you have pluses and minuses to do. It's like very like more like stat based, and it's different. So that's why I've been like sucked into it more than like 20 minutes until dawn or whatever. And I got that for free from the Epic. That was for free in the Epic Game Store. Which now I hate that if I want to buy the DLC. If I want to keep my save, unless I can convert it, I would have to I'd have to buy the game again on Steam, and I don't know. That's the only thing. But mostly playing Utopia. Utopia must fall. I'm gonna play Demon's Tilt, Xenotilt games.
Xenotilt, which is funny you mentioned that because I literally just put out a video for Xenotilt yesterday.
Yeah. But yeah. Until I want to say last night when I was playing like the Neo Geo Pocket Color version of like Cotton, that cool like shoot 'em up. I'm like, man, I really want a Neo Geo Pocket games on Evercade. It'll be like Lynx. I think is this the episode Evercade
Why
Last Standing?
Why the Neo Geo Pocket?
Because the Neo Geo always is because it would give because it's one of those things where kind of like the Lynx, like if you want to play like Lynx games on a handheld, like through carts,
but
like it's expensive to do that.
I'm thinking the way I'm thinking about it is like, why would I want to play the Neo Geo Pocket version of a game when I could actually play the Neo Geo version of the game on the same device?
Because they're different. Like the Metal Slug versions of like Neo Geo Pocket Color, like they're completely different. Like it's a separate game. Like it's like similar premises, but like different levels and all that. And they have like some different games and all.
But I mean, that's still the point. Is like I'd still rather play a Neo Geo Metal Slug game.
But it's different. Yeah, I don't know. There's some nostalgia behind that. That's kind of like the port of like Cotton Knights or whatever. Like that didn't exist on the Neo Geo itself. It only exists on the Pocket Color. But then you could argue, well,
yeah,
I'd rather
there are the games that are Pocket Color only, but
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of those games were made for the Pocket, so you could play like a Neo Geo game portably. Back then, it wasn't
Yeah.
possible to do that.
Yeah. Again, it's not for everybody, just like Game Boy and stuff. But it would pop so well, like on the EXP and on the Super Pockets. Like they would look amazing. Like you said, why can't we have both? So I'm hoping that's what they'll go ahead and do. I am wondering what they're going to pack with the Indie Heroes. Like what other cart are we going to get with that? That I'll be curious to see.
The games of the month. That's what we'll get.
No, I mean like what's
Oh,
going to
you're
be the
talking about the other cartridge?
Yes, the other card. Yes, yeah. Like, what's the second?
It
That we
doesn't
don't know yet.
necessarily have to be released with something else.
I hope it does. They may or may not. Oh, Rigatoni! Oh my god, I haven't seen. I know he lurks. Anyone else play Utopia's text-based running off the web? No, I have not.
I'm not even sure what Utopia we're talking about.
No. Sounds like something.
The only Utopia I know of is that Intellivision game, and I've never even played that.
I will say off of I did pick up Wife Quest for 89 cents off of Indie Gala. That's made by like Mega Cats. That looks like really
Is that
cool.
a Mega Cat game? Because I think they released that premium edition games. Huh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's I'm pretty sure it's Mega Cat, not Pico.
Oh,
But-
it wouldn't. I don't think it would be Pico.
No. Normally it's like a $5 game, and so I'm like, it may come to Evercade or not, but like for 89 cents, I'm like, yeah, I'll pick that up.
Well, if you bought it on premium edition, you get a physical copy, it'd be like $30.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you have to have that's the thing, and then you have to have the device, like you have to have the Genesis or whatever the hell it's going to be on to. Been up and running since the 90s. You guys should Google it. Okay, something to check out. But again, like the other thing too, with some kind of going back to Antstream and stuff for emulation. I don't know. Like sometimes it's just like feeling overwhelmed and like just wanting to play games without thinking too much.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, yeah, they got a ton of games on there, but that's why I kind of go towards the tournament stuff, because there's far fewer official tournaments going on that they're running. So it's like you have all these options, but okay, it narrows down the choice of what you want to play.
Yeah. I just have a feeling with the free version, though, if you're going to play in a tournament, you probably get to like play that like once or twice a day, unless you play other games to grind out credit. Like any service they want you to pay.
I don't really remember how it works. I don't know if there might be a limit to the number of times you can make an attempt to begin with in a tournament.
Yeah.
I don't really remember. It's been a long time, but I know like with Pinball FX, for example, these challenges or tournaments that they run, you're only allowed a certain number of attempts per day.
Yeah. And I'm fine. And for something like that, like where you buy the game, like I don't know, I'm fine with that. But with that, because they're not like trying to get you to spend, it's like the whole free to play thing. They're not trying to get you to spend more money. That's all. That's
I probably
so yeah.
would,
That's why for me, like I haven't played that because I'm like I have an Evercade, I have other emulation, it seems to go against like renting for stuff.
Yeah. As much as I like it, that's another reason why I'm not like paying a subscription to play it or anything. It's just because I don't really got so many other things to play. I don't have time to play that too.
Exactly. Yes. There's also that. It's kind of like the value that you get from something like Netflix as a streaming service. Yes, depending on what tier, like $10 to $12, and you can watch like all this stuff. Like okay, like that. You get more than your money's worth. Push for an N-Gage collection. Oh god. And then you can have all these subscriptions that you forget about. That's like out there.
Hey, one thing about the N-Gage, it had a Tate screen.
Ooh. That's funny.
Imagine trying to play Sonic the Hedgehog like that.
Yeah, that would.
Which they had on there.
That would suck. Speaking of which, if we do ever get Sega, now that we've seen what they've done with the Neo Geo, it would be awesome to like if it did like Evercade, and then you saw like Sonic right there, and then run by, and they had like the Evercade logo like in the Sonic font. That would, oh my god, if Sega would allow that, but
No,
there's kind of one reason though. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say no. I wouldn't be into that.
You would, but there's just one reason though. I don't think we'll get Sega anytime soon. More because like I was reminded of one key problem with Sega. Like I don't know if any of you have been watching the Game Changers like documentary series on HBO Max, where they cover like different periods in time for like gaming, and they covered Sega. And Sega's biggest downfall, they can't help. They just make bad. They make bad decisions. Like they can't help themselves. So
well, they also are remaking a lot of their older games now, but because they're doing that, they delisted all those games off of Steam and other platforms.
And there's a few. Again, it could be Sega being Sega making bad decisions, because they could be like, because I think the thinking is that, oh well, if we have all our retro games, people aren't going to buy the new ones. So just play those, which is dumb because they're totally different.
Well,
or
they're
going to
be ones. Rockstar did that with the Grand Theft Auto games when they came out with
Yes.
the trilogy remastered or whatever they called it.
Yes.
They delisted all the previous versions.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, Modern Vintage Gamer did an awesome. They finally updated that to make improvements, and he did
They
like
did,
a great.
but they, as far as I understand, it's still not as good as the original games were. It's
No,
just
no.
improved.
No, you're probably better off just emulating those. But the other thing is kind of like what they did with Sonic. They came out with an anniversary collect. They may want you to rebuy those again to be repackaged. So that could be, or you would like to think, hey, maybe they're doing that because the general public doesn't have as much of an interest in retro games, but there are retro gamers who would like to have physical copies of those on something like Evercade. So they could be, I don't know.
I don't think they really care that much about the games being physical or not.
No, that's the problem. Yeah. No, that's, yeah. The problem, no, I'll tell you, the problem in that documentary is the CEO in Sega, I can't remember his name. When he joined, his big condition was, he's like, I need to be in control of everything. And they gave him control, and then once they took control away from him, then that's when Sega started just to crap the bed and go downhill. So that's just kind of the, I think some of that too is a clash of cultures. We do business, we do some things different here in the U.S. and Japan. So you have all of that, which is kind of funny because in Japan they were it's not illegal, but they were horrified of the way Sega made fun of Nintendo. But I think that was great though. That needed to happen. The Attitude Era, it was perfect. All that needed to happen. But yeah, I think
it didn't work on me though, because I had all Nintendo stuff.
Well, what's interesting about that, and this is the reason why Switch still is successful, is because it had Mario. Because it's funny, they're like, yeah, the Sega Genesis came out, but it didn't have Mario, and I remember that. Yeah, it didn't have Mario. That was that was kind of the whole big thing. I know Sean says never say never. We'll never get Nintendo first party in Evercade. Stuff like that I'm certain of. I feel like it's safe. I feel like it's safe for me to say that is as much as I have a dislike for modern Nintendo's business practices. I will say the most brilliant thing they did is they realized, and again, what Sega didn't do, they realized their properties very early on, and they hung on to Mario and they hung on to Zelda or Link or whatever. Those are their two biggest properties, and they were smart to do that.
I'll never say never. Just because there was back in the day when you would never think to see a Sega game on a Nintendo console, and then when it started happening, it was just kind of blowing me away to see something like Crazy Taxi on the GameCube, and stuff like that. So I was like, I can never say never.
I can, just because the only reason for that is because Sega went under. Dude, Nintendo is not going to go under.
What if they do? I mean, not be. What if they go under in 5-10 years? I
don't think they will, because they've
learned a lot. But think about Sega. Think about how long they lasted. Think of them from 1990 to 2000. That's a 10-year span. In 1990, you would have never thought Sega would have exited the hardware business. But then just 10 years later, they were gone.
Yeah, but looking back though, because Sega made put it this way, Nintendo was still Nintendo was still, in my opinion, like out of touch with maybe like the Wii U and the GameCube and all that. They still had their handheld market to carry them along. You know what I mean? Like they had two separate. They didn't make as many stupid decisions as Sega.
I mean, think about like Nintendo's last couple of consoles, right? It seems like every other one that they put out doesn't do very well at all. So it would seem like maybe the Switch 2 might not do that good if they don't market it correctly.
No, dude, that's it totally. I mean, the Switch sold, what was it, like 50 million or 100 million, 150 million? I don't know, some like ridiculous.
Okay, well, think about the Wii. Okay, the Wii sold insanely well. Their next one, the Wii U, nobody bought it. That's
because they messed up on their advertising. Like people didn't know.
So who's to say that they won't mess up again with the Switch 2?
I don't think modern day because here's the thing, right? People are looking. The difference too. The people are looking. The Wii 2 also didn't have as much, or Wii U, whatever, didn't have as much upgraded specs. Like basically, people want like a better console that can run that can actually run their games like above 30 frames a second, right?
The one thing is that I've realized looking at the history of companies just in general is that nobody is infallible.
No, but it's just like Disney's been around forever, right? Like Nintendo is the Disney of the gaming world.
Disney almost died. Like they almost did. They got lucky when they came back. Marvel almost died. Like right before the Iron Man movies and stuff. They were doing very bad. That's why all their properties were sold off to other people. That's why it took a while for everything to come together. That's why Sony was still putting out Spider-Man villain movies, even though Spider-Man was in the Marvel universe.
Yeah. It'll disappoint gamers. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like most people that have a Switch, they're going to want a Switch 2. They're going to want the latest. Because there's one reason why people are going to want the Switch 2, because they're going to want to play the latest version of Mario, the latest version of Zelda, and that's pretty much what Nintendo does.
What if the new generation? What is it, Gen Alpha or whatever now? What if they don't care? What if they're fine with just being on their phones?
That's a real possibility, but they would have to grow up like in 20 or 30 years. Who the hell knows? Like their parents.
I mean, we don't really know almost anything about the Switch 2, but Nintendo could screw something up.
I think the one thing that we know for certain is that within the first day, some people will hack it like they did the Switch 1. That's the one thing Nintendo consistently.
Well, that's going to happen with almost any device anybody comes out with.
No, dude, I mean, Sony, Sony doesn't have that problem. Xbox, as far as having their stuff easily.
Sony, being the company that was hacked in 2009.
No, I'm talking about the PS4, right? Like they're on top of that. Like, yes, there are ways. There's difficult ways you can go in to hack it, but the Nintendo Switch, you just needed a paperclip to go in and freaking hack the thing. And their ROMs, their games have no protection. Kind of like Evercade, you can pop it in a reader. Like the big Switch, you pop in a cart, you pop in a Wii. Well, not a Wii. You pop in a.
Nobody's hacked the PlayStation, but they do. It's just that Sony comes right back and puts out an update that nullifies.
Exactly. That's what I mean. They're on top of it. I didn't say it was unhackable. I'm just they're on top of fixing those problems. Nintendo isn't. So and because of their backwards compatibility, that's why you were able to hack their previous devices, like the Wii U, because of GameCube. So that's kind of the thing. But yeah, people are already bought into that ecosystem. They will buy a Switch 2 because they have a Switch 1.
I won't buy a Switch 2. And I have a Switch 1.
No, you won't. But I'm just saying there's families because they want the plug and play ability. They want the modern games. They want the kid friendly save games and all that.
But if they don't do it correctly, people might not be. No, you say that, but nobody bought the Wii U, and everybody had a Wii.
Yeah, but the Switch 2 isn't the Wii U though.
We don't know what it is yet.
Dude, it's going to be like how the Switch is now with the tablet interface. It'll have improved Joy-Cons, and it'll have higher.
We don't even know if it has Joy-Cons. We don't know what it is.
It'll have better control. It'll be very similar to.
How do you know this? You say this, but what if they screw it up?
Because I'm smart. No, Because if you logically look at stuff, like I can say
Things don't work logically. They work business wise. They
let me
do
put it this
whatever
way.
they think is going to make them the most money.
Like pretty much like the Evercade Alpha and the Super Pocket, I was right about 99% of the stuff before I got hands on. And so you can make good. I'm good. I feel like I'm good at making good educated guesses when it comes to retro
You haven't
stuff.
been hands on with an alpha, or have
No,
you?
but I've been right about everything that I've seen in the reviews. You know, so that's that's all I can say. Like I knew
You say that,
exactly,
but I don't know what you've said.
No, I knew basically. I knew exactly what the device was going to be, and especially with this. Actually, with the Super Pocket, though, I didn't know that the D-pad was going to be worse than I thought. So that's all. No, pretty much people have said like the screen is decent, but it's not. There's not really enough room for 2 players. The controls are, the controls are good, but it's expensive.
See, Genejoke even expects the Switch 2 to disappoint.
Oh yeah. I mean, it will because there's like people will complain. Oh, of course. But I'm just saying,
if they don't market right, people are gonna think like people didn't even know. Like my sister had a Wii. She didn't know that the Wii U was another console.
Yeah, because they had that stupid
something
controller. Yeah, it was an add-on. Yeah. No, I know that, but But trust me,
it doesn't matter what we think. It matters what the general public thinks.
Yeah. But when they market the Switch 2 and it comes out, I can say I was right and you were wrong, and that we'll have marketed it properly because Nintendo's
I'm not claiming that it's going to be successful or not successful. I'm just putting out a what if scenario. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to be a success.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the pattern of Nintendo's console releases
every other
one has been one has been really successful, and then the next one is really unsuccessful.
Yeah, we've seen that through history, but I'm saying the Switch 2 is going to break that cycle. And you're saying unless Nintendo really screws it up. But I think with like all the competition of handhelds and like the Steam Deck and all that, they can't afford to screw that up.
Like they might just be so high they think they're infallible and they'll do something incredibly stupid.
That's true. Listen, as much as I have issues with Nintendo, I don't see them screwing up the Switch 2 as far as like advertising and all that. Could there be issues with the hardware? Could there be other stuff? Of course, but like, we'll see. We'll definitely see. But what's weird though, like a lot of people like going back to GameCube, which is like a whole.
Well, that's the thing now too. It's like now GameCube is people will go back and they look at it from a different point of view, but like back when it was out, it was not that successful. What was out at the time? What was competing with the GameCube? PlayStation 2? And what was it the original Xbox?
I think this came, I
think maybe they did better than the original Xbox, but definitely not better than the PS2.
No, I don't. And the GameCube was weird. And I remember kind of like buying one. And I was just like,
I remember buying one because I wanted to play Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
And when I bought it, it came with the Game Boy Advance player, so I could play the Game Boy games on it.
OG Xbox outsold.
Oh, did it? Okay.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Then it means it did worse than I even remember.
Yeah. No, if the Switch, if the Switch 2, if Nintendo screws up the marketing and it's a failure, I'll have to eat something awful live on my stream, which I don't know what that will be. But that's how confident that I feel that.
Honestly, I think that the Switch 2 should do very well based on the success of the Switch, but history has shown that Nintendo kind of screws something up.
Yeah, but I know, but see, I do agree. Like N64 and the GameCube were both kind of because like the N64 they put out cartridges when everyone was on CD-ROM, and then the GameCube they put out their own weird version of a CD-ROM when everyone else was on real CD-ROMs. So yeah, I don't.
Well, that didn't really hurt them that much. I don't think. I don't think the mini CD-ROM that was just a. I mean, that was a standard size back then too for CDs.
No, unless you had mini discs, like the discs are a lot smaller on the GameCube.
Even computer trays, disc trays, they had like two.
Oh yeah, no, I know that.
Like almost every single one device could have taken those cartridges, the CDs, but they were a different format. But again, that's just copy protection. But it didn't really affect the price of what they were selling.
No. But I think it hurt the quality of the games because you could only hold like a gig and a half, or you couldn't hold as much.
Most games were fine on a single disc.
Like Tales,
only a handful
Tales of Symphonia did, In terms of market share, wasn't great. Yeah, they're See, that's the other thing too. They're handhelds, and that's what saved Nintendo. And I'm like, you have a hybrid device.
They're handhelds, and now their main device is both the console and the handheld.
Yeah. No, very true. My Life Matters. Switch 2 had failed. The Steam Deck 2 could easily emulate it. Yeah, and that's what I think Nintendo is like scared of. Third-party support. The controller. The controller design was kind of, I don't know. I don't like that for the 64. Some people do though, or the GameCube. Yeah.
I remember like the PlayStation was out for a year before the Nintendo 64 was released, and I think it's just the reason why the Nintendo 64 is so fondly remembered now is that there were a lot of kids that got Nintendo 64s when they were kids that are now grown up, and they're like, oh yeah, that was the best system ever. But back then, the PlayStation, nobody liked the Nintendo 64 that I knew. Everybody had the PlayStation. Somebody I knew had the Saturn, and even after a while, they got rid of their Saturn and got a PlayStation.
Yeah, no, I always thought back then that the N64 had crude graphics and it didn't look quite as, like, the texturing wasn't quite as right as like the PS1. And even now, though, a lot of those 3D games still don't hold up as well. It just kind of depends. So that's why when we get like PS1 games for the Evercade, I'm like, ugh. It really depends on the game, right?
Because I remember my friend had like a Nintendo 64. He needed money and he sold it to me because I was curious. I remember I was like, okay, Mario Kart 64 is fine. I didn't think Super Mario 64? I didn't think that was as great as everybody was making it out to be. I didn't like it as much as like Mario 3 or Mario World for sure.
Yeah.
But after a while, I had it for a while. I remember giving it to my dad. I was like, here, let my sisters play this thing. I don't care.
So you know what? Actually, I realized that it's 11:30. So actually, I was supposed to get off at 11:30. So we actually have to. This is all awesome. I actually have to go and jump off here. We're getting lost in conversation. So I will be live tonight, maybe around 9 p.m.
I'll be alive too.
Earlier. Oh, sweet.
No, I'll just be alive. I won't be online.
You'll just be alive. Oh. You'll just be alive. It's funny that when we've streamed at the same time, I've had people like Immortal have both of our streams up at the same time.
Oh, cool. I don't really stream that anymore.
I know. But yeah, no, this has all been awesome. We're going to go and end it and jump off and all that. Thanks, everyone, and bye-bye. Thanks, Crashline, Mr. Shua, Immortal Sojourn, Sucker MC, Ember Cummings, Joe Whitlash.